to Murray TV. I hope everybody is well. Really sorry for the delay in the videos, but we are back. Today's video is a Q&A about university, questions that I got asked by my friend, on my social media. So let's get into the first question. So the first question is, what was my best moment in university? This one's a hard one for me because university brings so many great highlights. But I think my best moment at university was probably my first ever time I ran in the university elections, and that I stood up and spoke to so many people. Giving my election speech into why I should be elected into the role that I went for. And it was a great opportunity. Public speaking is such a hard skill to own, and I thought I did really well, and I carried on during my university journey and ran in probably every election every year. So I'm really proud of myself to run in elections and actually go up in front of people and deliver a speech in front of 200, 300 people. So that was really, really good. Second question is, what's the best highlights of being a university student? It's a good question. I think there's so many different things. You have the nightlife, you have the playing for a sports team if you choose to. You have making the friends. You have all the different events you can go to. It's the best highlights of being a university student. I think it just depends on yourself, because everybody's different, and how you do your university journey is up to you. Some people come to university, they get their degree, they do the work, and they don't really get involved in nightlife. That's absolutely fine. Some people are party animals and they get involved in everything. Some people are the sports fanatics, they play 3 different sports, they know everybody on campus. So everybody's different at university, so it just depends on yourself, and I think the bottom line is it's about yourself, it's about your journey. So whatever you feel, don't feel pressured to do things, try things out, and if they don't succeed, don't worry about it. It's just how you do your university journey and how you feel is what's best. The next question is a very, very good question. Do you think universities offer enough mental health support for students? I think it depends on the university, but I think a lot of universities will support their students, whether it's through your tutor in your courses, whether it's through the services the university provide. My university provided lots of very good student services, which I felt helped the students a lot, and the people that worked in them services really helped the students on campus, and it was a real success. I think you need a really solid back to go to university, because university is hard. It's 3 long years, potentially away from home as well if you live on campus. So you get homesick, and it's very mentally, physically draining. So you have to be 100% sure if you want to go to university, because it's 3 years of a lot of hard work and a lot of challenges and roadblocks that you have to overcome to get to your next part of that university journey. The next question is, how did you find student union for social events? I think in my 4 years that I was at university, it was a mixed bag, because the way it works is there's a new person in charge every year for the events. So it really depends on kind of what they want, what their ideas are, what they have for budget, who they want for headline acts, etc. I think my university did very well in trying to put non-drinking events and drinking events, so that it was inclusive to everybody at the university, and I think they did that really well. Unfortunately, because my university is a small university, They probably didn't have the budget to go as crazy as other universities, but they made the best of it could. Potentially in some areas they could have improved, but that's for them to look back on when they receive feedback, and they look on where they went good and where they could improve on. But I think overall, I think the program that they provide, 2 weeks at Freshers, which a lot of universities don't do, so for a small university to have 2 weeks is really good. And then they have the other major events during the academic year, which is really good. Next question is, would you recommend university to A-level/BTEC students? I think it goes back onto my point. It's your journey and it's your decision. I would say research a lot on what you want to do. There's so many universities out there with the same course, but they all have different things about them. So whether that's the location, whether that's the campus experience, whether that's their nightlife, that every university has different things. I would say the first thing you want to look at is the course that you want to study, and then pick out five to six courses, go on open days and look at different campuses. I personally didn't go to any open days. For me personally, I didn't really have an idea. I knew I was interested in sports, so I looked at some universities that offered a sports course and I chose my university. I wouldn't say I'd done a lot of research, and it probably wasn't the best research I did, but I think do your research, know what course you want to do, then go to the open days. I would say they're the advice I could give you. The next question is, how can I prepare a campaign to be successfully elected to work in a students' union? So as I touched on, I ran in the university elections. I ran back-to-back years. For all my years I went to university, I was successful in 2 and unsuccessful in 2. So I had a mixed bag of successful and unsuccessful campaigning. But I think what you just have to do is preparation is so key. Even if you're running against nobody, because it does happen, still prepare a campaign speech, a campaign slogan, still ask people if they want to be on your campaign team, and then just prepare. Like, if you know you're going to run in them elections, so my university elections was in February, so if you know in January you're going to run, or even late December, just prepare over Christmas, buy the equipment and all the stuff you need to buy, print posters, buy stickers. I just think preparation is so key in these things, and just talk to people. I think if you network with a lot of different people, that's where you're going to get your votes, and that's where you're going to win. Unfortunately, with university elections, it does come down to more popularity of who you know, how well you know them people, and how well the message can get out of your campaign and your manifesto points. I think if you're clear and concise about your manifesto points, you have a good campaign, and you talk to people and you network people and you come across approachable, then you are in a very good chance of winning your campaign. The next question is, do you recommend student accommodation or commute to university? For my 4 years I was at university, I commuted every time I needed to go to university. I think when you do an open day at the university, you'll get shown the accommodation at the university. So I would say look around the accommodation, ask the right questions, and see if it's right for you. My university was a little bit pricey, but they did have it was catered accommodation, so you had breakfast and dinner on campus. Not the best, but you still had food. I think for me, I think one of my regrets at university is not staying on first year, because I think I would have made a lot more friends if I stayed on campus first year, but I chose not to. I think because it just didn't, the price range for what they was giving didn't match up for what the accommodation was, in my opinion. So I think it really just depends on your preference. Obviously you might not have a choice if you go to university and you live miles away. You might have to live on campus because there's no way you're going to commute 6-7 hours each day. Even 2 or 3 hours might be too much for some people. My commute was quite easy. It was only about a 30-minute one train journey and it was pretty easy. But everybody's journey is different, so it really depends on your own preference, and just ask the right questions. This next question is something really of a personal question more. So what 3 things did I improve on when I went to university? I think I improved my confidence because I've met more people, I've done the university elections, I've spoken in front of lots of people, I've been in meetings, I've done loads of different things that can improve my confidence. I think I've become more resilient because university is a massive struggle for people. So I think that is definitely something that's helped me. I built resilience in myself and sort of been hardworking and, you know, things like that. I think another thing I probably could say I've improved on is time management, you know, trying to turn up to lectures on time, trying to be in these meetings on time and all these different things, training sessions because I played in the sports team. I'd also say I probably improved on my communication skills because the emails, the talking to people or the networking, a lot of communication, both if it was an email or if it was talking to the person face to face. I think that's what I've improved. So just to sum up, I probably more resilience, confidence and communication skills. I think them 3 would probably be the 3 things I would take away from university. The next question is, what is the university nightlife like? I think this is a very open question because every university area is different, and I think it really depends on kind of where your university is, whether it's in London, whether it's outside London, what's about, if there's bars, if there's clubs, if there's pubs. Where I went to university, we had one main club on a Wednesday, and then there was 2 or 3 nightclubs around and quite a few bars and pubs around the local area. So we was quite fortunate as a university where we was situated. I think the nightlife is always going to be different. As I said, it depends on where you go. I would say experience what the nightlife is when you're during freshers and during the first couple of weeks of university to see what it's like, and then you can kind of sort of find the hot spots where you want to go and where you want to sort of spend most of your time at. The next question is, what are the benefits of joining a sports team? I think there's so many different benefits you can do to join a sports team. Like, you can meet new friends, you can improve your communication, you can improve your confidence, you can improve your time management. There's so many skills you can take away from being in a sports team. It's amazing, and I would definitely advise, if you want to as well, to join a sports committee at university. Whether that's social media, whether that's being the president of the club, the vice president, or whatever other roles they have. They have many different roles in a sports committee. I joined a sports committee for the majority of my time at university, and the amount of skills and the amount of different things I learned while in them roles was amazing. And I think if you join a sports committee, it just brings the experience even better because you're changing the club and you're making the club even better than it was before. I said at the start of this question, there's so many different things you can learn from joining a sports team, and it's just a great experience. The next question is, what are the benefits of joining a society? So a society is a little different to a sports team at university. So there's so many different ones you can join at university with societies. They range from educational societies to interest societies to all different ones. I would say see what's on your campus and see what's about. You can make one yourself, which is really unique. So if it's not on your campus, there's no reason why you can't create one. So my university had one where you need 10 members. There was ones that was crazy, like there was a cocktail society, there was a surfing society, I created one which was Pool Society, which is literally just you go down to the pub or pool club and you play some pool with some members. It's really easy. It's a really easy setup. I would say try and join as many as possible. They're quite cheap as well. I think they're about £10 for a year, and there's so many different social events you can join, which will really help you. It will build your confidence, it will build your networking skills, it builds your confidence. So many different things it can help you with. And I think societies is quite a unique one because it's all a range of things. With sports, it's really good as well, but sports is just the sport. With a society, you have all different societies which are a little bit more unique than a sports team. So the final question is a really good one. So the question is, what would I say to myself back in my first year? I think if I was sitting next to myself in my first year, I would just say make sure you're making the right choices, make sure you're putting in the work, because I think in my first year I probably enjoyed partying too much and I didn't really put as much effort into my degree, which I should have been doing, and ultimately that's why I had to have another year at university. So don't do that because that's silly. Make sure you put the hard work in, enjoy freshers because you are a fresher yourself, enjoy the first 2 weeks, and then obviously get on with your work, try and get the grades that you want to, ask for help when you need to, and all of that stuff. I think it's really important that you pick the right course, and if you don't like that course, quickly change it, or if you don't like the university, don't hold out and sit there for 3 years thinking, oh, it was the wrong university, the wrong people, the wrong course. Please change your course or change your university, because it will make the experience so much better. There's so many people who change university very quickly and they're so much better for it. It might take more than a year to decide, but just try and make that decision as quick as possible so that you're much more happier for the journey. On my final thoughts for university, I would just say pick the right course, know your interest in the courses that you want to pick, speak to people, do the open days, and just enjoy university. It's a great experience, and I think it's not, I would say on my final point, I think it's not for everybody university, so make sure you're making the right choice, make sure you're doing the right things before you step into that first day at university, because you don't want to regret it. University can be an amazing experience, but there's people who haven't gone to university and have done apprenticeships or gone into full-time employment and they enjoy it, they enjoy their life. So don't think university is the be-all end-all, because sometimes it's not. That's all we have time today for, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.